Glory to Jesus Christ. Is authority in the world good or evil? The devil took Jesus up and showed him all the kingdoms of the world. Gospel of Luke, chapter 4, verse 5. How do you explain the fact that the devil then promises Jesus to give him authority over the world, while elsewhere we read that there is no authority except from God? And that is found in the epistle to Romans, chapter 13, verse 1. Is there a contradiction here? Nothing of the sort. It is undeniable that all authority comes from God. Without God, the world would not exist, because the world was made through him. John chapter 1, verse 10. All the same, although the world was made by God, the works of the world are evil, because the whole world is in the power of the evil one. First letter of John, chapter 5, verse 19. In short, the constitution of the world comes from God, whereas the works of the world come from the evil one. So the authority comes from God, but the ambition to wield authority comes from the evil one. Authority is not evil in itself, but a certain use of authority is. Although it does not come from the devil, authority is subject to the snares of the devil. Saint Ambrose, on the Gospel of Saint Luke. This passage today is very important, especially in light of elections that are coming in the United States of America. Here in our country, in my country, in Ukraine, we have elections coming up in the second half of October. And everywhere in the world where we live in civilized, so to say, countries governed by governments, and in democratic countries where we have control over whom do we give the authority to rule us. Well, this gospel brings up two texts from the gospel and from the letter to Romans, and those two apparently seem to contradict each other. The same happens in our world. Most of the people I know, me included, before elections. And it doesn't have to be elections to presidential elections or elections to parliament, for example, in Ukraine this year, or presidential elections in Ukraine or other elections. We have to understand that what we choose is not authority itself. We choose a person that we think is more suitable for authority. Every authority is from God. That much is clear and is very clearly stated in the letters to Romans. When we look around, we see that that authority is abused absolutely everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. If you read the history, we will see authority has been abused everywhere and in every country. Even in the church, among the rulers of the church, authority has been abused. Now, that only underlines the responsibility that each and every one of us has. When we choose the authority, or exactly we choose the person or people to whom we give certain authority, we have to be extremely careful. Because yes, authority is from God, but different people do different things with that authority. There is no authority that is not from God, because God is the creator of everything. But it is in our hands to see how that authority is used. And this is our responsibility. So what comes from all this? First thing that comes is that it is, since this is a power in our hand to go and choose our authority, we have to do this. This is our authority. Authority given by God. And since that authority is given by God, we have to use it. Which means that not going to elections or not participating in social and political life of your country is not right. Secondly, what are the ultimate criteria that we have to use when we choose the person for whom we will vote, or a party, or a political views, or even just a lifestyle that we are voting for? Try to see how this or that person will use the authority given by God through our hands. Because we bear the responsibility if wars are started and we have chosen the one who starts them. We bear the responsibility if abortion is being imposed on people, and we bear that responsibility because we have chosen the person. And final consideration that I like to make, and I say this to myself often when I have to go and choose and vote and choose the political future of our nation, for instance. Every authority is from God. But God, somehow knowing that we abuse that authority, He gives us only limited time to do that. Look through the past. All the abusers of authority have ceased to exist, and they gave up their authority. Or some of them are still alive, or some of them have returned to God. If there is a wrong authority, if there is a wrong ruler, the one that you didn't vote for, the one that you believe is doing the wrong thing, well, all authority is from God. And God has the authority over those who abuse His authority. Don't be afraid of that. Since pro-abortionists took power in several countries, among Catholics, the number of people who are declare themselves pro-life has risen dramatically. When the church is persecuted, it starts flourishing. Leave it up to God, because He is finally the one who has all the authority in the world, who uses all the authority in the world, and who takes away all the authority in the world when He thinks it is appropriate. Glory to Jesus.